Just in from the internet. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Leo. I caught the bandit. He is running around rampant, distracting me from the task at hand. Don't you realize I have ADHD and it's really hard for me to focus? Wow, he's really just tolerating this. He usually doesn't let me hold him. It's because he wants you to subscribe. Click the little gray bell down there to be notified the moment we
upload another video every Wednesday.
Okay, are you ready to go? Okay. To start off, I just want to have the good old disclaimer and say I am not a doctor. Obviously, by the title of this video, we are going to be discussing depression. If you are suffering with depression and you need real help, I am not a professional, so please seek professional help. If you don't have anybody that you can talk to, you're not alone. Call a 24-hour hotline. You can call the number right here and you can call them 24/7. I just felt like I needed to get that out of the way. This is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It is something that affects some close people in my world, so I don't take this topic very lightly, although I do like to keep things light, like this room right now and like my face. Doctors oftentimes misdiagnose depression for ADHD and the other way around. I can speak from experience. I was diagnosed with depression before I was ever diagnosed with ADHD. I didn't feel like I was fully depressed, but I didn't want to exit out because maybe I didn't realize what depression really was. Maybe I did have it, and I definitely wanted to get out of whatever rut I was in. So I sought a doctor out, got diagnosed, was on antidepressants. It wasn't the answer for me, and I didn't like the way I felt. I'd rather be my regular crazy than this new crazy, because let's face it, we're all crazy, truly. About 30% of people with ADHD have some sort of depressive episode or mood disorder. And as many as 70% of people with ADHD will be treated for depression. I obviously just very easily fall into that category. So it is said that depression arises in the correlation between the chronic frustration and disappointment that comes with misdiagnosed, mismanaged, or poorly treated ADHD. These disorders, although very similar, are so completely different. What are the similarities and differences, and how can we kind of compare the two? Both disorders bring mood problems, they bring forgetfulness, an inability to focus, and lack of motivation. Now, I'm going to compare and contrast three things that are similar and different between ADHD and depression. To start off, I'm going to dive into a little bit about emotions. So in terms of emotions attached to ADHD, a lot of times when you have ADHD, it can cause you to get into these dark moods, but most of the time it's due to setbacks because of your ADHD. In contrast, mood problems associated with depression can be chronic and can last for weeks and months on end. So next, we're going to talk about motivation. Obviously, when you have ADHD or depression, motivation is not something that you're really good at. For people with ADHD, motivation is more dependent on what is stimulating you at the time. If something is interesting, if you're hyper-focused, if that's something that you feel like you want to do, you'll go ahead and do it if, again, you're hyper-focused. Now, when it comes to depression, the internal feeling of hopelessness just makes any task or any activity just arduous and laborious. Even tasks that they love doing or usually find to be fun or rewarding, for them, the depression is too much that they can't get it done. My last compare and contrast is something that's very near and dear to my heart because I relate a lot to the people that have depression. But for the most part, people with ADHD, getting to sleep is really hard because their brains are going a mile a minute late at night. It's almost like they get a second wind that keeps them up late at night. They struggle to fall asleep because they're overstimulated, and waking up is really hard. But once you're awake, you're fine. Once your brain is activated and you're geared up for the day, you are good. For me, it's once I get past that like morning zombie phase, I'm good for the day. I don't feel super depressed throughout my day. But for people with depression, they tend to feel tired all the time. So this is where I struggle because I do sometimes feel tired. So I don't know. And people with depression can sleep for 14 hours on end, which I've been able to sleep consistently for 14 hours on end. And once I'm awake, I want to be awake. So I don't like when I sleep that long. So for me, I felt like the sleep difficulties for me personally with ADHD and depression, they were the same. Because if you have depression and you have insomnia, isn't that the same as the way people with ADHD struggle with it? So this was something that I'm sharing with you what I've learned, but I'm also sharing with you that I'm slightly confused of how it was a little different, or more interested. I'm just interested that there is similarities and differences that are super similar and super different when it comes to sleep. So these again are just some of the similarities, differences, and connections between ADHD and depression. This is just the tip of the iceberg of everything that I'm learning and everything that there is to know. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or things that you can enlighten me with to help me better understand what it is like to go through depression, or what you experience as having ADHD, do you find some of this helpful? Please let me know in the comment section below. Again, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. It means a lot to me whenever I hear from you. Let me know what you think of this video by giving it one big thumbs up. Don't forget again to subscribe to my channel and click the little gray bell to be notified the moment I upload another video every Wednesday, where I talk about all things ADHD, mental well-being, and personal development. And again, Visionaries, do me one big solid and you have a good rest of your week. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.